Welcome. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Cristo Rey Network Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but we'll be around for the entire sessions to answer any questions you may have. My name is Jenny, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. However, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can direct that to a specific school, or you can ask general questions of all of the schools as well. This is just one of many sessions happening tonight and also Saturday, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Cristo-Ray. And I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, Florida Southern College.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction. So give me 1 second to get everything here. Perfect. So Florida Southern College, as we're loading up the screen, kind of a little background of who we are. So the first one is, says my resume share. Technical difficulties here. Sorry, y'all. Can you all see my screen?
Still says loading for me.
Okay. Let's do this. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Technology for us nowadays. Let's try this again. I'm sorry, y'all.
That's all right. No worries. Perfect. Can see that now.
All right, there we go. Perfect. So everyone, to kind of give you an idea of who Florida Southern is, we are one of the oldest private colleges within the state of Florida, and we're located right between Tampa and Orlando. We're home to about 3,000 students. 2,700 of those is part of our undergraduate program, so we're mainly a traditional residential day campus for our undergraduate population. However, the biggest thing that we're probably known for is the single largest site of Frank Lloyd Wright architecture anywhere in the world, where Frank Lloyd Wright is kind of the modern the founding father of the American architecture movement. We have 13 of his original designs. So you're basically truly studying at a living museum is the best way to describe it. We have over 70 academic programs with 16 pre-professional tracks with 11 master's and doctoral programs. And these are housed within our 5 schools. We have our Barney Barnett School of Business, which is an AACSB accredited business school, which is part of the top 5% of business schools around the world. Our School of Nursing and Health Sciences, our School of Physical Therapy, our School of Education, and our School of Arts and Sciences. We also offer to our students an accelerated degree format as well, where you could end up getting 2 degrees in 5 years, as long as you are interested in going to the world of accounting, business administration. If you are a non-education major, you can get your Master's of Arts in Teaching. If you are an existing education major, you can get your Master's of Education in Curriculum Instruction, and then also Industrial Organization Psychology, which is Business HR. To kind of tell you what about our academics are all about here at Florida Southern, our average class size is 17 students. So there's good news and bad news about this. Good news is professors know you by your first name. Bad news is professors also know you by your name as well. All of our classes are taught by professors. We do have student researchers on campus and teaching assistants, but they are there to basically do the research or to assist the professor. They're not there to teach the class. We also believe in high impact experiences. We certainly believe that engaged learning takes place outside of the classroom. So every class that you'll take, you have the ability to have an outside perspective from that. So one of the biggest things is, say, for example, in our School of Business, we actually have a true New York Stock Exchange simulation learning laboratory that you see on the picture on the lower left-hand corner. And then we also have a 14-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. So I kind of call ourselves a Goldilocks campus. We're not too big and we're not too small. But what we also provide to all of our students is 3 unique signature opportunities. The first one is to travel the world in a program called Junior Journey. And this is our study abroad program. Your tuition for your first and second years are actually helping you pay for this program. And you actually go during your academic breaks, so there's no impact to your studies. And you go on a 7 to 10 day trip anywhere in the world with our Florida Southern professors. The most unique thing about it is you don't have to be in your declared major to go on that particular trip. So for example, our fall break is next week. Marine biology goes to the Bahamas every year to do shark tagging with nurse and tiger sharks to do their shark migration patterns. And you can be a business student to go on that trip, or you could also go, for example, in the month of May, the modern languages department goes to Valencia, Spain. You stay with a Spanish family, a homestay family, you take classes at the University of Valencia, and by the end, your foreign language requirement is fulfilled of your liberal arts requirement. The second thing that we also present to all of our students is to participate in internship. We know that 85% of our employers that we work with want students with new hires with experience. And so basically with our award-winning Office of Career Services, which is ranked number 18 in the country, you have the ability to work at an internship locally here in Lakeland or the Central Florida area, or also around the world, or even your hometown as well. And the last one is to graduate within the 4 years. We do this is because before you even register for classes, you have to meet with your academic advisor, who is a professor in your field, to get their sign-off for your next semester classes. And the second one is we're very transfer credit friendly. So that means that if, say, for example, if you're taking AP classes here at Cristo Rey, we only probably look for a 3 for those for your end of year exam for that credit to be transferred over. There are some classes that do require a 4. And then the last one is if you're taking, say, for example, any type of dual college level classes, even if it's inside the state of Florida or outside the state of Florida, we look for only about a C for that grade to be transferred over to fill your degree requirements as well. And to kind of show you the idea where our alumni end up going to, 98% of our graduates are either employed, are in public or military service, attend graduate school within 6 months of graduation. And then we also have a 100% graduate placement rate into the world of medical schools, law schools, theology, and philosophy programs. And to kind of show you where our students end up going to, we have students who end up working going to Moffitt Cancer Center, which is a premier cancer research institute in Tampa, Florida. Polk County Public Schools, which is Polk County is the size of Rhode Island, which is the county that we're located in. But more importantly, we have a great relationship with Publix Supermarkets, which is the largest employee-owned grocery chain. So if you're in the southeastern part of the United States, you've probably heard of Publix. Lakeland is their home of their corporate headquarters. To show you what kind of life is like on campus for us. So 93% of our students do live on campus, and we guarantee housing for all 4 years. And first-year students are allowed to have a car on campus as well. We have about 16 residence halls and apartment buildings on and off campus. And a good chunk of our underclassmen students will actually live on campus, and our upperclassmen students will actually live off campus in our apartment complexes that are all located within 1 mile of campus. For about our extracurricular activities, so the fun stuff outside of the classroom, we have over 100 clubs and organizations. My phrase is, you name it, we probably have it. And if we don't have it, find 6 of your friends, and you can certainly find a professional staff member or a faculty advisor in that club can actually be started for you. One of my personal favorites is our Cat Care Club. We have a population of 15 feral cats on our campus. They're all taken care of by our students during the school year. The staff takes care of them the rest of the times. And from there, right, their big fundraiser is a 12-month calendar. We are a Methodist affiliated school, but we don't push the Methodist part. So we do have 11 campus ministries, everything from traditional praise and worship, traditional worship. We have organizations for the Catholic student body, Jewish student body, and then we also have a Jewish student population as well. And to basically how to apply at Florida Southern, because I know my time is coming to an end, basically all we look for, it is free to apply. You can apply on our institutional website. We also accept the Common App and the Coalition App as well. And all we need is a copy of your high school transcripts, a personal statement, your ACT or SAT scores if you choose to submit them, and then also a letter of recommendation, which is recommended, but it's not required. Once we have everything submitted to us, we have your decision get sent to us in about 4 to 6 weeks. And when it talks about financial aid, 99% of our students do receive financial aid in some way or form. You do receive a merit-based scholarship at the time of your admission, which is valued up to $25,000 per year. Our Prestige and our Premier scholarships are our full ride programs as well. And then we also provide scholarships for talent based upon your athletic, your ROTC abilities, artistic, musical, and theater abilities. If you're interested in learning more at Florida Southern, the QR code is here to basically you take a picture of it, answer where you basically are in the United States, and you can actually see who your admissions counselor is here at Florida Southern College. Thank you so much, y'all.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. All of our admissions counselors will be around during these entire presentations. So if you have any questions for them, please use the Q&A function to ask your questions, and they'll be more than happy to answer. They'll also put any information you need or contact info into the chat as well. Up next, we have Vanderbilt University.
Get myself unmuted and we'll get started. Hello, everybody. My name is Annie Wells. I'm going to get my timer started because I have a tendency of going long-winded. I am from the South. We do that often. My name is Annie Wells. I'm a Senior Assistant Director of Admissions at Vanderbilt, and happy to be with you all tonight. I know you all may be joining us from all across the country. I work with students particularly from Central and Northern California, as well as Chattanooga. I'll put information in the chat at the end when I'm done of where you can find your specific admissions counselor, but happy to talk with you about Vanderbilt today. We are located in Nashville, Tennessee, in the middle of the state. And lots of things about academics and admissions and student life. We'll get going and get the slides to work today. Wonderful. Okay, so Vanderbilt University, we are located in Nashville, Tennessee. We have 7,000 undergraduate students on campus. We are a university. We have both undergrad and graduate students on campus. We have 10 colleges and schools across the university. So that's going to serve undergraduate and grad. 4 of those schools serve undergraduate only. So you have the ability to study in 4 different schools, and we'll look at those in just a moment. Within those 4 schools, there's 70 different majors for students to pick from, as well as about 70 different minors at the same time. We do have over 475 student organizations. There's a lot to do while you are on campus. We'll explore some of those in a few slides, as well as about 45% of our students self-identify as students of color. We're really passionate about having a diverse student population across socioeconomic status, racial diversity, geographic diversity of thought and idea and background and experience is really powerful for us. We do have a 3-to-1 squirrel to student ratio as well. We're a very green campus. We're a registered arboretum. We have a lot of trees. With that come a lot of squirrels. If you look at a map of campus, we are located kind of in Midtown Nashville, so a portion of the city. You're not going across the city for classes or your residence hall or dining. All of that is in one physical space, so you have the access of the city at your fingertips through that as well. But you really are living and learning in a park during your 4 years with us. We also, as I mentioned, 4 undergraduate schools. We'll look at those next. So we have the College of Arts and Science, the School of Engineering, Peabody College of Education and Human Development, and Blair School of Music. When you apply to Vanderbilt, you will apply into one of these 4 schools. And I'm reading for school fit. The largest school we have, the College of Arts and Science, has about 4,000 of our 7,000 undergraduate students, about 40 of those 70 majors. This is everything from biology, chemistry, neuroscience, humanities, history courses, English courses, all your foreign language studies, some interdisciplinary majors as well. Something to know for the College of Arts and Science is when you apply, you're coming in undecided. You have your first 2 years to explore programs and then declare a major at the end of your second year once you're with us on campus. But you're coming in undecided, and everybody comes in that way to give you the flexibility. School of Engineering also comes in undecided. We have 7 majors within the School of Engineering. This is also where we put computer science. So you have the ability of exploring different types of engineering. You'll pick 3 of them to explore your first semester before you declare a major at the end of your first year. If you're interested in applying to our School of Engineering and your high school offers physics, calculus, and chemistry, I highly encourage you to treat them as required courses in your coursework. We're looking for students with those skills. You're better prepared for our academic experience within the School of Engineering, having seen that content. Peabody and Blair operate a little bit differently. Peabody College of Education and Human Development, as its name suggests, is 2-sided. We have 3 education majors. I have 4 human development majors. The education, secondary education, elementary education, special education, we will get students in these programs in classrooms across Nashville early and often. On the human development side, I have more COG studies, child development, human and organizational development. That last one we often call HOD is a Vanderbilt created major. It's a very popular major on campus. As Peabody names kind of suggest, it's that 2-sided, and I'm looking for major fit within the application. I'm looking for different things in a secondary ed major than I am in a cognitive studies major. So you're declaring your major on the application for Peabody. And then Blair, last but certainly not least, is our undergraduate only world-class School of Music. If you're interested in music, performance, composition, or conducting being your career, it's a great place to look. If you want to say I want music classes and engagement without being a major, can also take classes as well. You're applying to one school, you're admitted to one school. Once you're on campus, you have the ability of taking classes across all 4. About 40% of our students will double major, often across the schools. done academics in the classroom. We also have a lot of academic experience outside of the classroom. Immersion Vanderbilt, a newer initiative for us, just guaranteeing that every student has an immersive experience, some part of your education that you get to control and dictate and create in any passion that you have related to your major or unrelated. Working with faculty, we have smaller class sizes. You're going to have that one-on-one relationship with faculty as well. Your classes are taught by professors, supported by TAs and grad students, but taught by professors. And then research. We may be known for STEM and science research in this area. We have a lot of humanities and education research as well. If that's something you're looking to do as an undergraduate, we're happy to get you involved but as soon as you step on campus. I mentioned earlier, we're interested in bringing in a diverse class of students. We're also then interested in supporting that diverse class of students once we're here. Do this in multiple ways, identity centers and various populations open to all students, a number of student organizations, many of them also cultural organizations as well, student run but university supported, and then athletically, we are in the SEC. We have 16 Division I sports teams. We'll start competing women's volleyball in the 17th in 2025. Your student ID will get you into all of the home games for free. You also have a wonderful connection to the city of Nashville. We are about 1.5 miles from this portion of downtown city center proper. We are in Midtown Nashville, about 20 minutes from Nashville's International Airport, and you have access to internships and job shadowing opportunities, restaurants, concerts, of course, as well. Lots going on within the city for you to explore, as much or little as you would like. We are highly residential, so all 4 years, 100% of my students are living on campus, barring construction. All of our first years live together in one portion of campus to bring you all help develop that community. And then last but certainly not least, finances. We have an Opportunity Vanderbilt program, the 3-pillar process. We are need-blinded admissions for U.S. citizens, eligible non-citizens, and undocumented students. We will meet 100% of families' demonstrated financial need, and we will meet that need in full without packaging you a loan. We do this through using both FAFSA, free application for federal student aid, and the CSS profile. I'll put more in the chat on where you can find those resources, including a net price calculator that helps you determine, this sounds great, but what does it mean for me and my family? And last but not least, please reach out if you have questions. Follow us on Instagram. We had a student takeover yesterday that was fantastic, and all the past ones are saved. Take our virtual tour, visit us in person, and ask us questions as you have them. I'll put more resources in the chat, but thank you for listening, and I'll pass it back to Jenny.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And a reminder to our participants, please use that Q&A function if you do have questions for any of our institutions here during these presentations. Up next, we have Tulane University.
All right. Hi, everyone. Give me 1 second. Let me get my slides up. All right, I'm gonna get my timer. Good evening, everyone. My name's Ching. I am the Assistant Director for International Recruitment here at Tulane University. So I'm responsible for Southern China and Southeast Asia. But, if you're a domestic student, I'll drop a link in the chat where you can find your admission counselor. So to begin, Tulane, we are a mid-sized research university. And what do I mean by mid-sized? Mid-sized really means we have the best of both worlds. We have the resources of a large university, often a university 2-3 times of a small. We have 5 undergraduate schools here at Tulane. The School of Liberal Arts, the School of Science and Engineering, School of Business, School of Public Health, and School of Architecture. Within that 5 schools, we have 75 different majors and minors. And one thing to know is that we do not admit by major and we do not admit by school. Once you're admitted to Tulane University, and you can go, take any of the 75 majors without any limitation. You also do not have to declare your major until the end of your sophomore year, giving you plenty of time to try different classes to see what you like and decide later. At the same time, we do have the close-knit connection of a small liberal arts room size about 20, and our student to faculty ratio is 8:1. So you will get a very personal education here at Tulane as well. And I forgot to mention, we have a total of about over 8,000 undergraduates as of current moment. I also mentioned we are a research university, and we are tier 1, meaning we're within the top 2% of all universities in the United States. We have over $170 million in research funding, and what's really special about doing research at Tulane is that we have dedicated funding for undergraduate student research. So you as an undergraduate student, you do not have to compete against the graduate students, the PhD students for resources, and you can start doing research as early as your first year. Also, at the same time, we have the traditional science and engineering research, but we also have research in humanities, research in architecture, research in business. So the world is your oyster. You can do a lot of research here at Tulane. Another thing we're very proud of is our dedication to service. Tulane is one of the first universities to implement a service learning graduation requirement. And since you don't have to declare your majors until at the end of your sophomore year, your first year graduation requirement of the service learning can be whatever you have your heart set on. And the second tier have to be tied to your field of study. I would like to mention one example is within our school architecture. We have this program called Urban Build, where students in this program, they'll get together, design different houses, proposals, and we, the Tulane University, will purchase a piece of land. At some point, the student will vote on the house proposals, and the winning proposal in the spring, they'll go out to the piece of land that we purchased and build that house with their own hands. Once they finish building that house, they will sell it at cost of material to a family in need. So we're not making any profit off of it. And that is just one example of our dedication to service. Here, another example for service is go way beyond our classroom. We have nearly 300 student organizations, and over a third of them have some kind of service component to it. My favorite one is called TU-STEP program, stands for Tulane University Service Dog Training and Education Program. Students in this organization, they will be assigned a little puppy in the beginning of the school year, and the puppy will live with them, go to class with them. They'll train together for the next 12 to 18 months. Eventually, the puppy will go to professional puppy school and graduate and become a service dog to a person in need. Our student experience, earlier I mentioned that we have nearly 300 student organizations. So there's always something that you can find to do. We have 16 Division I sports. We're very proud of our football team right now. We won the AAC championship at the end of last year, and we beat USC during the Cotton Bowl in the beginning of this year. We're currently 4-1. So we're hoping to keep on this good trend. Another thing is we are located in the city of New Orleans, and we love to celebrate here. Crawfest is a music and food festival happening on Tulane campus. And every year, students in this group, they work tirelessly for an entire year to put out this one giant show. Comes April, we'll have 2 music stages playing live music from 11 to sundown. We'll bring nearly 20,000 pounds of crawfish to campus and cook it right here. Of course, City of New Orleans, I mentioned a little bit, we love to celebrate. There are more festivals than we have days in the year here in Louisiana. So nearly 400 festivals throughout the years, and there's always something to do. And when there's always something to do, there's really no FOMO, no fear missing out here. So if you have an important calculus test on Monday, you're missing out on a festival, don't worry, there will be another one waiting for you just at the next weekend. New Orleans, we're also a top 10 brain magnetic city, which is very surprising to some people. A lot of people will think of New Orleans as this one giant party city, and that is not necessarily true. There are so many career employment opportunities here, especially if you're into the pre-med medical health field. Within 20-minute drive of our uptown campus, there are 5 large hospitals. And we also have a lot of entrepreneurs. Actually, over 50% of the new companies in New Orleans are founded by Tulane alumni. All right, so I'll cover quickly about our application. So we have 4 rounds: ED1, ED2, EA, and regular decision. If anything that you remember from a little spiel today, just remember that regular decision is our largest, most competitive round. So we do not recommend that you apply regular decision. If you have any questions, here's our link, and I'll also drop in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Up next, we have Berea College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Khalil Baker. I am the Assistant Director of Berea College Admissions. Share my screen. And I am the Coordinator of Black and Latino Recruitment. So some things just to share about Berea College. I always start with the history of Berea College. Berea College was established in 1855, so during slavery and during the women's suffrage movement. Abolitionist minister and his wife had this revolutionary idea that education should be equal and accessible to all. So I always share that with folks, especially with my job looking for the best and brightest Black and brown students. I want you to know that you're coming to a school that was created with you in mind from day one. So our commitment to interracial education, coeducational experience has always been there and continues to be a driving force of who we are. We are one of 9 federally recognized labor colleges. So similar to the corporate work study that you all are involved with being with Cristo Rey, every student works at Berea College. Where we're different than the other colleges. Our other colleges have work study money, work study positions that are limited, but every student has access to that at Berea College. And where we're different than the other 8 federally recognized colleges is every student at Berea College gets paid for their labor, as well as it helps offset the cost of their education, which I'll talk about a little bit more. 44% of our students are students of color, with 25% being African American and 15% being Hispanic or Latino. As well, 30% of our administration, so the folks that are in the room making the decisions about your experience in campus as a whole, are people of color, so that representation is there throughout campus. As well, like with Cristo Rey, there's a financial need that's required for all of our students. To be admitted into Berea College, every student must be Pell eligible, meaning every student must have financial need. We are looking for students to invest in, not for students to pay us tuition dollars. Along with that, 67% of our students are first generation. We do well serving first generation students. On top of that, our average classroom size is 14 students in a classroom, and the ratio of faculty to students is 10-1 on our campus. Have listed there are no tuition promise. Our tuition over 4 years is 194 or just over 194,000. No student for over 100 years has paid a penny of tuition at Berea College. Because of that history I shared with you about, a lot of foundations, friends of the college, alumni give back to make sure that our students don't incur a lot of debt when they attend Berea College. We promise you that no student will ever pay tuition. So even if you're there 5, 6 years or whatever it may be, you still will never pay tuition at Berea College. But what goes along with that is you don't have to reapply for your scholarships. You don't have to qualify for them. You just have to remain a student enrolled, progressing towards graduation, and your tuition will be forever paid at Berea College. What goes along with that is our focus, like I said, on students to graduate debt-free. You can see there the numbers. Average debt is just under $40,000 of a student graduating from a 4-year college nationally. The average debt of a student graduating from Berea College who has debt is under $2,000. But as you can see there, 62% of our recent graduating class graduated debt-free, so with 0 debt, and that's always at 50% above pretty much. Mentioned our work program or our labor program that we have. Students work 10 hours a week, on average is what they work a week. And like I said, it helps offset the cost of education, but you also get paid. Each semester, if you just work your minimum hours, you will get paid at least $1,000. And that's your money to do with whatever, whether it's for books, pizza, clothes, whatever it might be for. We also like to make sure our students have a great experience outside of the classroom. A couple of things that I like to highlight for folks is our study abroad opportunities. Over 50% of our students study abroad at some point before they graduate, and that's because we have scholarships that pay for, on average, 70% of what it costs for you to do an education abroad experience. As well, 2 fully funded internships. So what that means is if you want to do an internship in, let's just say across the country from where you are, or across the country from Berea, we will provide the funding that pays for you to travel to your internship, any costs associated with your internship, like housing, meals, provide a stipend and everything. And once you return to campus from doing your internship, you will always also receive a stipend to pay you for successfully doing or completing your internship. This is just a map to show where our students currently on campus are from. So you can see most of the states are represented at Berea College, as well as 71 countries. And 10% of our students our international students. Those aren't counted when we talk about our students of color that we have on campus. This is what we're looking for as far as the students that will get admitted. Number one thing is you have to have financial need. If you can afford Berea College, then we invite you to go somewhere else. You have to have financial need. Like I said, we're looking for students to invest in. On average, you have to have a 3.0 recalculated GPA, which is usually about a 3.2 or higher. And then we're just looking for students that are going to be great fits. Application is free. You just have to give us a transcript, fill out the FAFSA once it becomes available, your test scores, if you choose to give us test scores, and that's it.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And participants, you still have time to get your questions in. So if you have any questions, please feel free to use that Q&A function at any time to ask your questions of any of our schools here. Up next, we have Oglethorpe University.
Hi, everyone. Let me just, okay, here it is. Okay, can everybody see my screen all right?
Yep, looks good.
Perfect. So my name is Mary Flores, and I am an admissions counselor at Oglethorpe University, and we are located in Brookhaven, Georgia, which is just around a 30-minute drive from Atlanta. Okay, so to begin, I want to start off by sharing our school's motto: make a life, make a living, make a difference. We know that most universities will focus on the making a living part by preparing students to join the workforce and earn a living, but Oglethorpe also wants to prepare our students to make a life and a difference once they leave the nest. We do this by taking on a holistic approach and teaching our students not what to think, but how to think, and really diving into the critical thinking aspect of a liberal arts education. So now, what makes Oglethorpe stand out? We are a small private four-year institution with only around 1,500 students total, but we are also less than a 30-minute drive from the city of Atlanta. This means that our students have access to the opportunities that come with having close proximity to a booming city like Atlanta, while also being able to come back to a smaller and calmer environment. And now I want to talk about our core programs. So Oglethorpe implements a program named CORE, and it is designed to prepare our students for every job they will ever have. I previously mentioned that we aim to teach our students not what to think, but how to think, and this is how we work towards that goal. So what is CORE? Most universities will have what they call your general education requirements, and those include math, English, science, and history courses. Oglethorpe is different in that we do not have those courses. We have core courses, and those are 9 classes that will be spread out throughout your time here at Oglethorpe. You will take one each semester that you are here, with your last semester having 2 courses to finish off the program. Our courses include titles such as Narratives of the Self, Human Nature and the Social Order, Math and Human Nature, Science and Human Nature, Historical Perspectives on the Social Order, and a fine arts requirement that can be either music, art, or theater. And these courses are designed to help students develop skills that they can take with them to any job they will ever have. And some of those skills are critical thinking, effective communication, logical debate skills, creative problem solving, and collaboration and leadership. And for the OU difference, so at Oglethorpe, you are not just a number to us. We have small and engaging classes, with our median class size being 17 and our size cap being 25 students, which means that you will never be in a class of over 25. This allows our students to form more personal connections with their professors, specifically the professors that teach in their desired major department. We are an applied liberal arts and sciences university, and we know that sometimes there is a misconception that all of our students do is focus on reading and writing, but that is not the case here at Oglethorpe. We actually recently invested $50 million into renovating our math and science center to include state-of-the-art laboratories for our chemistry and biology students. We also have dedicated and caring advisors that will help guide students in their journey to finishing their intended major by meeting with them every semester to plan out their courses and make sure that they are on track to graduate on time. In the same vicinity, we also have a career development department, which specializes in helping students write their resumes and cover letters, prepare for interviews, and they even have a business apparel closet that has business clothing that students are able to take for free and keep. And for our students that are interested in living on campus, we have 8 on-campus housing options. We have different options from suite, single, and double rooms, as well as different cost options. Our students are very involved on campus. We have over 100 student organizations, and it is incredibly easy to start a club. All you need is 6 students that share your interest in starting a club and a staff representative. And we also have 16 NCAA Division III athletics teams. We talked about Oglethorpe's proximity to the city of Atlanta, but I also want to bring attention to what we have within a mile's reach. Less than a mile away from campus is Brookhaven Town. There are multiple dining options available, whether you want a smoothie, ice cream, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Brookhaven Town has it all. They also have a Costco and a Publix in case you're ever in need of some groceries or snacks. And there are entertainment options as well, such as movie theater, and they also have a gym. And so a statistic that we're very proud of is that 93% of our OU graduates obtain a full-time position or become enrolled in graduate school within 1 year of graduation. And just to show where our students have gone on to work after graduating from Oglethorpe, the Coca-Cola, CDC, Emory Healthcare, Alliance Theater, Porsche, and Delta. And now for financial aid, I want to go over some of the financial and logistic aspects of applying to Oglethorpe. We know that the price of a private university's tuition and room and board can be a little intimidating sometimes, but we were actually given the Fisk Best Buy School title last year and the year before that, which is awarded to the top 10 private and public universities that offer outstanding value in terms of educational quality and net cost. We offer merit-based scholarships, which will be determined based on your high school GPA, need-based aid, which is awarded to students depending on their FAFSA information, as well as Oglethorpe's internal financial aid form, music and IB scholarships, HOPE, our HOPE Promise, which is an amount awarded to students to complement that HOPE scholarship, Pell Grants, Stafford loans, which are again awarded through the completion of your FAFSA. And just lastly, to finish off, we have our Flagship 50 scholarship, and our Flagship 50 scholarship makes it so that you do not have to pay more in tuition than you would be paying at the flagship institution in your state. For example, Georgia's flagship institution is UGA. Their tuition is around $12,000. So once we have added your merit-based scholarships, as well as your HOPE Promise and any other Oglethorpe-related aid, and your tuition is still not at the $12,000 amount, we will close that gap with our Flagship 50 scholarship. And that is all. And just here is our information.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We'll ask all of our institutions to come back on screen now. We have some time to move into our Q&A portion. But again, students, if you have questions, reach out to any of these admissions counselors. They put their info in the chat for you and are more than happy to help you out throughout the process. If there's a question you didn't want to ask on the Q&A today, they'll be more than happy to answer those if you reach out. So our question for the evening right now is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? So what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? You can share your nuggets of wisdom, having worked with countless students throughout this process. So we'll go in the same order, starting with Florida Southern College.
Oh, goodness. I would definitely say, we know as seniors, right, you're going through a lot and everything on that side, but I would say apply early is my biggest piece of advice, because we know everything, especially from my experience working with high school seniors, everything's going to pile on for you through homecoming season, through semester exams, through everything on that side. It's just a big snowball effect. So I would say apply early, try to get your decisions out of the way, if that's through early action or through early decision. That's what I would recommend for my number one piece of advice for college seniors, for high school seniors.
I'll hop in next. with a little bit of a continuation of that. There is a lot going on, as we've mentioned, your senior year. Please do your best to only stress about the things that you can control. You are writing your essay, you're figuring out who's going to write your letters of recommendation, but you're in the activities, you're in the classes. You may be able to impact your senior year grades, but sophomore through freshman through junior, they're already decided. You've already done that. So worry about what you can control within that. And if you have questions, please ask them. We wish we could take the stress out of this process. We're all sorry we cannot. If we can take the confusion out, let us try.
I would say do your research, reach out to your admission counselor, because there's no bad schools, just bad fit. You want to make sure you spend your next 4 years at an institution that you will be happy, that you'll be successful in, instead of chasing other more arbitrary things.
Mine sort of goes along with that, actually. Be intentional and, in a sense, be selfish. A lot of us, our jobs is to convince you that our school is the best school for you. My advice to students, before you start talking to us or making decisions, is create a rubric of everything you want from a college, and then try to get as close to that as you can.
And for me, I would just say consider visiting campuses. We offer tours and presentations for our students so that they can get a gist of what university life is at Oglethorpe, and also consider financial factors and look into applying early. Like, for example, at Oglethorpe, if you apply before December 1st, you're considered for our scholarship weekend, which is a great help for any students that are in financial need.
That's all fantastic advice. You've heard from so many institutions today. So my biggest piece of advice is just to stay organized too. You just heard dates and deadlines right before me. So stay organized, keep a spreadsheet or notebook, however works best for you to keep track of the dates and deadlines, because you don't want to miss early admissions deadline. You don't want to miss scholarship deadlines. So please, keep organized and reach out to our friends that are here to help you through the process as well. We have just another couple minutes. So lastly, we want you to take another, quick 30 seconds or so and let us know what is one thing you want students to remember about your school. We've heard from lots of schools tonight. I know it was a kind of a quick 45 minutes. So what's your last takeaway for our students about your school?
So for Florida Southern College, our biggest thing that we always strive about is our aspect of engaged learning, that learning takes place outside of the classroom, that it's everything, like I said, through our New York Stock Exchange laboratory. We're part of the Tiny Earth Lab Network, so our students find natural bacteria chains, and we even have a Smithsonian-affiliated art museum on our small campus as well, right? So we certainly believe in that engaged learning and learning from the best from our faculty.
At Vanderbilt, it's the community. It's competitive for admission. There's a lot of students that want to join us on campus. I can only sleep so many first-year students where we house them, but that competition really does fall away once you join us on campus. That collaborative community that wants you to be successful, faculty, staff, and peers, however you define that success, academically, socially, etc. Reach out to our students to see how they engage in that as well, but remember the community aspect of us.
For Tulane, I would like people to remember that our dedication to service learning, we are so proud of it. It's in our motto. Our official Tulane motto is "Not sibi, sed suis," which is Latin for not for oneself, but for one's home. So we are looking for students that are actively engaging in their community, actively giving back, and also just help making the world a better place.
At Berea College, besides our adult tuition promise, just think it's important for you to remember you're talking about a college that was created with you in mind from day one. We have a rich history, and we have a nice endowment of over $1.6 billion that we use to invest in our students in every way possible.
And for Oglethorpe University, I would like for students to remember our core program. It's just, we aim to teach students not what to think, but how to think, and this will help prepare them for any job that they'll ever have in the future.
That is great. Thank you all so much for sharing more about your institutions. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you being here tonight. And remember, participants, if you do have any questions, please feel free, check the chat, grab those contact information, and reach out because everyone tonight is here to help for sure. Thank you so much for joining us today for this session. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions that are happening right after this one. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Cristo-Rey. Thank you very much for joining us and best of luck on your college search process. Have a great evening.